the kind of favourites here. But it's going to be an interesting final, because if we were talking about, they're still warming up here, by the way, this is not competition, but again, because there's now 8 moves, these routines are a lot shorter than they used to be.
Yeah, and it's really, particularly on the pommel horse, I think it's made the routines more diverse, which is exciting for the viewer and the spectator.
Yeah.
I know that there'll be gymnasts at home, one in particular from Ireland, watching this
I know.
new
Well,
generation.
Rhys McClenaghan, he's not here. You know, he's not here. He's been doing his dancing and all of that business, but you know, he's got every single title going, so you can have a year off, can't he?
Yeah, I mean, he posted that he's got an injury, so obviously we're wishing him well with that, but I'm sure he'll be watching closely to kind of see how this new format works with the 10 down to the 8.
And waving goodbye to his title as we get on with this final here. This is Gabriel Targhetta. He's the 2nd highest qualifier for this pommel horse final. He's just 19 years old, so we'll hand over to Craig Heap and Christine Still in the commentary box, and I'll come and join you.
Thanks, Matt. And we're just waiting on this first competitor to get this pommel horse final underway. This gymnast qualified in 2nd place. Lovely single leg work to start. Fabulous extension over the top of the pommel horse. Onto the one pommel. Just a little bit of a leg separation. But really good momentum. Gymnasts have to show fluid swing, and that's a very difficult skill. Oh, and he did well there. Well, great start. Really struggled a little bit at the end, and it looks a little bit confused as to what went on. Big routine.
Well, that was a very fresh performance from this young Italian gymnast. Absolutely physically suited to this apparatus. Lovely leg separation there, but a little bit loose around the knees, and he clipped the apparatus. All those things are bits the judges will deduct for. But lovely height. Beautiful control. And up, he struggled to get up into the handstand, but once he was there, he made full use of it. Pirouetting and then snapping the legs together for the finish. He did not look delighted with himself at the end.
No, he didn't, did he? First ever European final, so I think he should cut himself a little bit of a slack. He's shaking his head.
You know, as a coach, you sort of say to the gymnast, don't tell the judges you weren't pleased.
Yeah.
They might have thought it was good, so don't.
He's not had that memo at all,
Yeah.
has he?
No.
As long as he's not looking into the judge's eyes and shaking his head.
Well, 14.4.
Not too shoddy, I don't think.
No, 14.4. That may well still medal, and it would be a story if he could, because the last time the Italians were up on the medal podium in the pommel horse final was back in 2015. Busnari.
And he's the coach, actually, with the team.
Yeah. Robert Kermes is next from Finland. He was also in the all-round competition. Scored 14.066 in qualification.
Good fluent start. Straight into building the difficulty on the one handle. That's a very difficult zone skill. Then on to the one handle. Come on, keep going.
Go on.
Go on. That's it. He's really recovered well. Forward travel, that's the Magyar. Backwards, Chavado. Winds up into the handstand. Full pirouette. Well, he did so well to stay on. I mean, you can tell, completely different look to the previous gymnast.
That's a joyful rescue on that face, isn't it?
And there's your Busnari.
.25 years old, Kermes. He's been in many a final.
Good technique here. The idea is you have to swing your body above the handles. When you brush like that, there's a little deduction from the judges. He fought well there into the dismount. I would have been surprised if that goes as high as 14.4, would you?
Oh, after that little moment in the middle, yeah.
And it was way down on his start value compared to the previous gymnast. He had a 5.4.
Well, he scored 13.1 in the all-round. So he probably had a similar experience.
Well, he hung on.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that when you have to recover like that, the extra strength and effort it takes, it really is zapping, and you get to the end of the routine and your arms are absolutely pumping with lactic acid. He did very well, smooth up into the handstand.
Well, he's had a tough programme from qualification. A lot of gymnastics and 6 pieces of apparatus in the all-around as well, and here he is, first day of individual apparatus finals. There's a thing, isn't it, of actually being match fit for the competition as well, because it's fair enough turning up and training through the week, but actually doing that body of routine, that number of stuff, and everything is designed to test the body in gymnastics.
Yeah, and these guys won't be having a day off in between the competitions. They'll be in the practice gym. He'll have gone through that routine 2-3 times yesterday.
Yeah.
And then they have to wait, so it's not just rocking up and performing the routine on the day, is it, Chris?
It's not, and it's always a big challenge to survive the competition. You know, from day, you have to be on song day one, otherwise you qualify for nothing. But you also want to still be there 7 days later, able to give of your best.
And try and win a medal, yeah.
So it's a taxing program. And I do think it's one of the things when the gymnasts first come into the senior ranks that they haven't really experienced before.
Yeah.
Because even when you go to junior Europeans, you don't have that sort of relentless amount of work.
And also you're away from home as well, and you're sleeping in a strange bed, and the food's different, you're doing different country. I mean, there's a lot to contend with. These are youngsters, you know?
No, it's... and that's why really, when you've done it a few times and you know your experience and you've become experienced, it does change it quite a lot for you.
Well, I think also my first experience at any competition was just sitting on the mat and watching everybody else in absolute awe of the people you've admired for years. And then your coach will come and tap you on the shoulder and go,
"You're up.
You need to get on."
13.433 for Kermis. It's not enough to go ahead of the Italian, so Gabriele Toghetta leads this competition on 14.5. 14.4, sorry. Yumin Abedini. He's been busy as well as Abedini. He was in the all-round. He scored 14.233 in qualification for this, so he could challenge here.
Well, it's a difficult start, breaks into the flares. Good separation. Always a favourite with the crowd. The half turn there, you need to be very fast with your hands. That's called a spindle. And again. Really does favour this move. Pirouettes into the dismount. Great routine. He'll be happy with that. He wanted to challenge his teammate.
Yes.
That'll score well.
I like his style on this apparatus. Very crisp in his performance.
Well, these two Armenian gymnasts that are coming up shortly are going to have something to say to the Italians. But it looks as if both the Italian lads are going to be in the top spot after this.
Perpetual motion this feels, doesn't it? Legs, arms.
I love seeing the flares back. They're crowd pleasers, aren't they? You could hear the whoops and hollers as soon as you went into them.
Definitely, they make a pommel horse look exciting. Some of the other work might be more difficult, but it hasn't got that same spectacular appeal about it.
And it also helps a little bit with the hand positioning as well, because the gymnasts, when they're travelling up and down the horse, they have to have the hands in parallel to each other. If they're slightly adrift, it's known as skewing, and you can pick up a tenth per circle, whereas if you're in the flare and you're moving, it's very difficult to catch them out on that. So it's a really good tactical move as well.
So will it be Italy 1 and 2 after that? I'm sure it will be, but will he go ahead of his teammate? Second it is for Human Aberdeen. So the young gun still leads with a score of 14.4.
He's starting to look happier by the minute.
Not much, Chris. Not much. He's probably spent too much time with Dave Murray in Leeds.
Is he going to get a floor goal now, is he? So Matvey Petrov next, the 4th highest qualifier. He was the European champion on this piece 5 years ago. Still going, good lad.
Well, he has got a really good double leg circle. Look at the extension at the front. You've got to keep pushing down on the pommel handle. Up into the handstand, he'll come back down. That's the Buznari skill. And he's breaking into the flare, so it's a very well-balanced routine. The forward travel, the Magyar. Look how close his hands are together. That's what the judges are looking for. Come on, up into the handstand, pirouette. Well done! What a routine!
That was fantastic. Don't know if it'll be enough to go into the lead, but he could certainly get up into second. Yes!
Well, interesting, I was reading about this guy. So he was actually coaching in gymnastics. He'd retired and realised as a coach he had so much free time. What was he going to do? So he started training because I'm not in bad shape. And then he made a comeback. So he'd retired, became the coach.
Wow.
And then look at him now.
Well, what a story this would be if he could get a medal here. It's going to be a tough ask for the 34-year-old. But we're on his side.
We are.
Well, his difficulty in qualification was 5.6, as opposed to the young Italian who had a 6 in difficulty. But this was really well executed.
Come on.
Well, I think it's good enough to go into the top 3. It would be absolutely amazing.
Well, he's celebrating every moment here, isn't he?
Let's see what they think.
I don't think it'll be enough to go into the lead either, but...
No, top 3, I think
before,
top 3. Let's go
second.
top 3.
It is second, it's 14.366. Matvey Petrov, 34 years old.
He'll be back coaching Monday morning.
4 gymnasts left to go, but that's how things look after the first half. I tell you what, he's not far behind, is he?
He's not far at all.
No, less than 0.1.
We've got a couple of good gymnasts to come.
We've got,
as you
yes,
said,
the two Armenians are very good.
14.4, 14.5, 6.6.
Yeah.
And then the latter 2 qualified in 8th and 6th. So the real challenge for the top spot will be the next 2 gymnasts.
And they're young too.
17 and 18,
yeah,
keen.
Literally just out of the junior ranks. The work that's been going on. And no doubt training together, 17, 18, the Hamlet.
Well, these 2 guys will be pushing each other all the way.
Yeah.
You can tell with the warm-up, you know, just the style of these gymnasts, a very slender frame, which suits this piece of apparatus.
Yeah, you can move the handles of the pommel horse just so that they're shoulder width apart, or as you prefer, really. Makes it much easier to sense where the handle is behind your back when you keep replacing your hands on the handles.
Yeah, and some of the gymnasts that do skills between the handles would like them a little bit wider. if you do travels. Obviously, the wider the order, further it is to travel. So it really is down to the gymnast preference and the construction of the routine. It does seem really funny, though. You were talking with the guys in the studio about not having somebody from Great Britain in the pommel horse final. We've not got Rhys McClenaghan, who would, you know, who's been outstanding. He's won everything. And this is like the new era of pommel horse workers. But I'm sure Rhys will be back.
Oh, no doubt.
And just enjoying that time.
Yeah.
But these are the guys who'll be inspired by what Rhys has done and want to follow in his footsteps, and got 3 years till LA.
So a strong medal bid will come now from this young lad. He's the first of the young Armenian gymnasts, 18-year-old Mamikon Kacharan. He scored a 14.4 in qualification. So, his first senior Europeans.
Great leg separation there. And he's not hanging about. Up into the flare handstand, back down.
Beautiful form.
Into the double leg circle. Very difficult skill there on the one pommel handle. And he's absolutely flying. This is a piece of apparatus where the faster you go, it's easier to balance. He's going to travel forward there. Look at the alignment on the hands. Forwards to Magyar, backwards to Chavado. Winds up into the handstand with the pirouette. Oh, for 17 years of age, what a routine. And I think for me, he's down a little bit on his difficulty, but execution, that's going to be really close.
It was dreamlike, wasn't it? I mean, he made it look effortless.
Wow, that was very exciting. I mean, pommel horse is not naturally an exciting piece of apparatus, but he made that look exciting. It had so much speed, so much flair.
Yeah, strong work from Khachatrian.
He really did whiz around, didn't he, from start to finish. He didn't look at all at any point tired.
No.
No, or at any point in danger of making an error. He just looked totally confident.
He looked very disappointed that he couldn't do 10 of his most difficult moves, not 8.
Well, he's probably thinking this. Well, for the juniors, you see, they do 8 moves anyhow.
Yeah.
So it's always a big step up from a junior to a senior to add those extra 2 moves. So actually, the new code will suit that transition. And he's got great flexibility. If you look in his handstand, he's almost in box splits.
Yes.
I really like that. For me, that's my favourite routine so far.
Well, his teammates to come, and his teammate beat him in qualification. But Mamikon Khachatrian, he came here to do exactly that job. And Matvey Petrov, with all of his experience, is thinking, okay, see you later.
Well, he's twice their age.
Yeah.
Wow, what a score.
14.733. Khachatrian goes into the lead.
Execution 9.033. I mean, that was a brilliant routine.
So it's over to his teammate now. Hamlet Manukian. He's just 17 years old, but was the highest qualifier. What's he got in the locker?
Oh, and just look at the extension over the pommel horse. Gymnasts used to get scores for amplitude, and he's certainly got that look between the handles. A Russian Wendy swing. Stockley's on the one handle. He's going forwards. Gymnasts must do 2 travels forwards and backwards. Look at the hand placement.
This is mesmerising.
Up into the handstand with the pirouette. Well, if he's got more difficulty, and he only had a 5.6 in qualification, his teammate had a 5.7.
Oh, look at the energy. He wants to go again.
How do you split those 2?
Wow.
That,
Share the gold.
To me, that was the winner.
Yes, I think so. That was just fantastic. His natural swing so high above the pommel horse.
Yeah.
His amplitude.
Yeah.
Was just marginally better.
So this lad, he was the junior world champion in 2023, and he's literally just arrived on the senior stage, and he's showing even the old ones how to do it. I mean, look at him, effortless. I mean, he's quite sort of in the style of the way he works pommel horse, very similar to the way the Chinese work pommel horse.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
both these gymnasts have a very similar technique. If you look at the body frame, they're ideal. These guys won't be able to do a crucifix on the rings, that's for certain. But they are built for this piece of apparatus. And you're right, I think marginally he'll go into first place.
Going to be close, but what a performance from Hamlet Manoukian, a 17-year-old Armenian looking to knock his teammate Khachatryan off the top spot. The score for him to beat is 14.733. It's going to be close. We know it's going to be close, but for me, he just pips it. He does. It's 14.766. He goes into the lead, but it's Armenia 1 and 2. And Targhetta of Italy at the moment is in third. There's still 2 more gymnasts left to go in this pommel final, but my word, those lads surely can't be beaten.
Well, that is sensational work.
Christianas Padigimas.
Another gymnast, very good position on the double leg circle, and that's difficult on the one handle again. That skill there really just put pressure on the wrist. Spindling round the Stockleys, in between the handles. This is good, just a little bit loose in the hips. He'll travel backwards now, Chavado. That's the woo travel into a triple Russian on the end. This gymnast is going for the difficulty. Good, solid performance. He's happy with that. It won't challenge the top 2, but a very good performance nevertheless. Well done.
The Lithuanians celebrating being in this final amongst great company. Part of history, I'm sure, because those Armenian lads are going to be around for a long, long time, and they'll be like, I was in their first final at the Euros.
Well, an absolutely outstanding pommel horse final. And I would imagine the Armenian lads will challenge both the Chinese and the Japanese.
Oh, yes.
At the World Championships this year.
Well, they just came in so unassuming. Like, this is a pommel horse, I'm just going to rock up and bang out that routine. Was like,
Hamlet is 17 years old. I mean, what is he working on? Phenomenal.
Well, it is one of the apparatus that you don't, like rings, you don't gain the strength until you get older, but pommel horse is all about swing, isn't it?
Yeah, technique and swing and your body frame.
Yes, and so it probably is one of the pieces it's more possible to become very good at quite young.
Well, I bet you, Rhys McClenaghan, will be watching very closely.
Very closely indeed.
Yay, and he's enjoying himself. Manoukian. It's 14.1 for the Lithuanian. Padigimas.
No wonder the Italian lad looked so downhearted after his couple of mistakes. He knew what was coming.
Yeah. Well, even if he went through, I don't think he would have challenged those routines.
No, but he had a 14.4 with a couple of mistakes.
Yeah.
So Hamlet Manoukian leads his teammate Khachatryan in second. Third at the moment is the Italian Targhetta. This is the last gymnast, Gregor Rakovic of Slovenia, 20 years old.
No problems there, straight into the handstand. Another gymnast with a good body position. Just a little bit of a sink in the hips there. Keep the momentum, drive the heels. Great balance. Fantastic control there on the travel. And again, lots of original work, forward travel Magyar and backwards with the Chavado. Just needs a good dismount to wind it up. Ooh, a little bit of a hesitation, but good solid routine. First ever European pommel final for this young man. He'll be pleased with that one, Christine.
He will, and it was a very nice routine, just a bit of a struggle on that final couple of elements that will lose him marks, but what a pommel horse final.
Well, I've just, as performances go of the championship so far, those two boys really have impressed me.
The two boys on pommel and the two boys on floor as well.
Yes.
Good extension through the swing.
He's a very compact gymnast. It looks like he's got a good frame for the all-around competition, quite muscular in the shoulders. And the problem is, if you've got, you know, quite big shoulders like this, as you get to the end of the routine, you know, it saps your energy. Where the young lads from Armenia just looked as fresh at the end as they did at the start.
Yes, they're just complete specialists, aren't they, on an apparatus?
I think the top three won't change. Score comes in 14.233 for Gregor Rakovic of Slovenia.
What a young group of medal winners here.
And great result for the 34-year-old Petrov. Just picked out into fourth place. But there is the new European pommel horse champion, Hamlet Manukyan of Armenia. He looks a bit happier now as well, doesn't he, Christine? He's got a medal.
Well, yes, and he obviously did know these young superstars are there, and he'll be delighted to be in the medals with them, I would imagine.
Yeah, what a pommel horse final that was. A very emphatic win. So first place, the gold medal, and the newly crowned European pommel horse champion from Armenia is Hamlet Manukyan. Silver to his teammate, just a little bit behind, Mamikon Kachiran. And the bronze medal to the Italian Gabriele Targhetta.